I'm Danny Queen, and welcome to Color Me Poetry, another very, very exciting show with my most illustrious guest Mrs. Sedatrius Brown, who's a jazz artist of the most highest order. And just to give a few words of her bio, Mrs. Sedatrius Brown is a native of Washington-D.C. and owner of Sedatrius Lounge in Alexandria, Virginia. She began studying music at the age of 5 years old, and she's an extraordinarily gifted keyboardist and vocalist. Mrs. Brown is a very unique performer, and it's obvious that when you see her perform, she's an artist, and jazz artist of the highest order. I can't even explain when I listen to her tape the joy that I got from her. Welcome, Miss Brown, to Color Me Poetry.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
And tell me about yourself. Tell me about how did you get started in music at 5 years old with a keyboard? And
I got started at 5, like you said, playing piano in church, and evolved from church to nightclubs, and I go back and forth. I'm in church and out of church, and I'm into nightclubs and stages and writing music and producing.
How important is it for seriously for black performers and to not only to write and produce their own music, but to have control over their product?
It's most important. The most important part of that is the music part is 10%. 90% of it is business.
I think that's very important because a lot of young people coming up in the music business today, they learn 3 or 4 chords and they call themselves a musician, and to them it's so glamorous. What about all that?
Well, the glitter is what the audience see. They do not recognize and see what's going on backstage. And once you realize that there's much more to music than just what you see on stage, you have to get the business aspect of it and get into the business and know what that's about before you can call yourself an artist, I think.
What kind of advice would you give to young people concerning the business of music? Because I can't really stress that enough, the business part, because young people seem to think that. What advice would you give to them?
First of all, I would like to say to the young artists to keep their integrity intact. Never lose sight of that. And find out all the business aspects of the industry, the music industry. Mm-hmm. And second of all, learn how to create your own, as I found out that you have done some writing in.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what I'm talking about.
It's difficult.
Yes, it is. But you have to keep going at it. You have to stay in there, and you have to have that dream and keep that dream alive and keep working at it and keep working at it. Before you know it.
Also, management is important also.
The right kind of management.
The right kind of management.
Very important, yes.
To take you to where you want to go instead of where they want you to go.
Absolutely. You need the type of person that believes in what you're doing to help you stay into creating yourself. Mm-hmm. And that is a tremendous help to an artist. The artist don't feel like the artist is alone when she or he is working by him or herself. To have a manager, that
someone in your corner,
somebody in your corner, it means all the difference. It makes all the difference in the world.
But you have a very unique situation. Your manager is also your
my husband. Yes, that's another thing.
So it's
Keep
a family.
It in the family. Keep it in the family. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so many black artists go outside the family and have other people managing them who don't necessarily have their best interests at heart.
That's true, but a lot of artists are family-oriented and do have the family working on the payroll.
So that's definitely good.
Oh, it's most definitely good. Mm-hmm. Keep it inside the family.
What would you say to young writers, young songwriters, lyricists and songwriters who want to get into the business? Is it much different for a songwriter than it is, say, for a lyricist who wants to get into the business? I say young people coming up.
Well, you have to think about the rights of your work that you do.
Because, many artists we can think of, such as Little Richard, and who just sold their rights away.
That's right.
In the industry.
That's what I meant by getting into the business aspect of it. You have to go around and ask people what is the correct way. Of course, a lot of people are not going to guide you, but I am here to say that you protect your music, you protect your lyrics, and you get them copywritten. Then that way, when something happens, you are the owner.
You had that back.
Yeah, you don't have you have to worry about anybody taking anything from you.
For those who are listening who don't know the process, how is that done? Of course, we know you write or you call the Library of Congress. How is that done so that young people watching who are interested and who are young and upcoming songwriters will know this?
Well, let's say, for instance, that you have a poem that you have written, or you have a song or a melody that you have written. There used to be a time that you had to have it written out in music. On the music sheet, but now
lead sheet.
Yeah, the lead sheet. But now you can record it on a cassette.
Yeah.
Take it down to the Library of Congress, fill out the form, and give them $10, and then you're in the library of.
You get a registration number.
That's right.
And they send you a certificate back. Yeah, that's very good, because I know I've been copyrighting material since 1968, and at that time you didn't send in cassette tape. You had to have it written out. No. And if it was a poem that I had published in a newspaper or something like that, I always had to send 2 or 3 copies or something like that. But it's much more convenient nowadays to have that on a cassette tape and just send it in.
A lot more convenient.
And well, since we're right here in Washington and people send material from all over the country, we just take it down there. I think it's the 4th floor, I'm not sure. But just take the Library of Congress. I want to talk about also the writing process. How does it work for you? Some people write the music first, some write the lyrics first. How does it work for you?
Both ways. Sometimes it's the music first. I have a whole song without any words at all. Then the next time, it could be a story. Then I have to change it around to make it make sense. The last verse might come sometime before the beginning of the story. And I think a song should tell a story and not just singing something that does not make any sense. Although there have been plenty of songs that didn't make any sense.
For
were hits. A song that "Don't Worry, Be Happy" was a fantastic song.
Saying a lot, but it sold millions.
So